The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron. Check it out. Just creep on low enough so you can actually see my hair. How are you? Welcome to the show for this third day of March 2023, or 3323. That's your winning lottery numbers tickets today, 3323. Thanks for playing today's Pick 4. Today we have a battle for first place in the National League West, in all seriousness. The Colorado Rockies at 28-19 and the San Francisco Giants at 29-18. The Diamondbacks keep going the wrong way. As we start play on this Friday, the 25th of May, they're 6 games out of first place. Certainly not out of it, but they aren't really in the mix of it anymore at the moment. These two teams are. They're within a game of each other, which is why they're on the street today. It's going to be Livan Hernandez looking for his 6th win of the year versus Mike Hampton on the Rockies. So it's Colorado's ace and San Francisco's probably second or third best pitcher. But you get to see Barry Bonds, or YA as he may be called, on a cool, clear night in San Francisco. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's blow this pop stand, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents 2001 Action PC or an Action PC Season Odyssey. Today or tonight from San Francisco's Pacific Bell Park, it is the San Francisco Giants and the Colorado Rockies. And the game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. No, you keep asking if I want to be asked this again. The answer is always, don't ask me again. Does anyone actually ever use carrot browsing? I don't. Anyway, here's Livan Hernandez taking his warm-up tosses. 26 years old, fastball pitcher at 89, and a ground ball pitcher making his 11th start of the replay, 5-5 with a 3.18 ERA. His last start came against the Braves on May 20th, so on full 5 days rest. A 1-0 loss. He went 8 innings, 103 pitches, 10 hits, gave up the run, and struck out 2. So overall for Hernandez, 70 2/3, 70 hits, 34 runs, 25 earned, 2 homers. He has walked 26 and struck out 42. Big Dave, how are you? And in this big battle for first in the American National League West, here's how the Rockies will line up. Juan Pierre leads off in center field. Perez at short will bat second. Larry Walker in right will go third. Future Hall of Famer Todd Helton cleans up at first base. Jeff Cirillo will play third and bat fifth. Todd Walker will bat sixth and play second. How you doing, Bernie? Ron Gant in left field will bat seventh. Brett Main behind the plate bats eighth, and Mike Hampton, who should throw about 120 pitches, will bat ninth. Defensively for San Francisco, Barry Bonds is a 4 and a 6 in left. He does not want to be called YA, by the way. Marvin Bernard, a 5 and a 4 at center. Eric Davis is 6 and a 5 in right. It's Russ Davis at third, but he's covered up. Rich Aurelia is a 6 at short. Ramon Martinez a 4 at second. Again, Jeff Kent at first base. No JT Snow. Jeff is a 2 at first. Santiago is a 5 and a 5 behind the plate. And Livan Hernandez is an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Pierre at 321, by the way, a homer and 15 RBI. This one starts with a little dribbler down for a bunt. Kent picks it up, and that's going to be an infield hit. It worked all the way. Russ Davis, by the way, is a 3 at third. So here's Nefi Perez at 331, wearing a hat that looks either quite photoshopped or 4 or 5 sizes too big for him. 331, 4 homers, and 25 RBI. He can hit and run. There goes Pierre. The throw down to Aurelia, and Juan is in there with his 13th stolen base. So Colorado, in the process of manufacturing a run, and San Francisco has kind of granted that so far. A 1-strike count to Perez. Hernandez from the stretch into right field. Eric Davis has it, makes the catch for an out. Pierre back to tag. Davis has an average arm at this point in his career. The throw to third is going to be not in time. It was close, but not in time. So runner on third for Larry Walker. Larry at 373, 10 homers and 35 RBI. Walked him. So not a great start for Hernandez. Here is Todd Helton, who wants to make sure you put the right battery in your car, I think, with that picture. 337, 15 homers, and 43 RBI. So runners on the corners, 1 out. Just the start of things here at Pac Bell. Pitch to Helton. Ground ball to Aurelia. They might get 2 here, actually. No, you know what? He doesn't get anybody. That probably got caught on the grass, of course, trying to hope out your own batters by letting the grass grow. And by that just bit the Giants in the bippy, because that looked like a double play ball. And by the time Aurelia got it, the ball was green and he had a chance at nobody. So 1 out, and the runners move up 90 as Juan Pierre scores. They manufactured that run. Here's Jeff Cirillo, 300, 4 homers, and 20 RBI. Runners on first and second. That's down the line and left. That's extra bases. Walker's going to score. Helton will round third. Bonds, not much he could do with that. He picks it back up, and the runner holds. Russ Davis should have had that ball. He did not, and it's 2-0 Colorado. And bloggers are already asking when they're going to put the humidor in at Pac Bell. So here's Todd Walker, 317, 8 homers, and 27 RBI. So second and third, 1 out. And Hernandez has given up 2 already. Pitch to Todd Walker is a fly ball to right. Davis coming in. Helton should tag on that, you would think. They're going to try to throw home. Davis with a good plant. The throw goes home to Santiago. I believe it's going to be close, and Helton safe. So Santiago put on the tag, but it was too late. And here's Kent Herbeck's best friend of the whole wide world, Ron Gant. Ronnie at 245, a homer and 16 RBI. So 3-0 Colorado right from the get-go. Cirillo on third. That's into left. Bonds will move over in the left center and make the catch. But a huge inning for the Rockies. 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Next thing you're going to tell me it's snowed in Vegas. After half an inning, Colorado 3, here come the Giants. So Mike Hampton making his 10th start of the year in his 5.37 ERA. He is 2-1 on the replay, 28 years old. Standard pitcher, and in California, that means you get your gas at Chevron. Changeup, and the fastball tops out at 87. Hampton's last start, he was injured 5 days ago against the Marlins. He only went an inning and threw 15 pitches before he developed a blister. 52 innings overall, 54 hits, 31 runs all earned, 9 homers, 22 walks, and 28 strikeouts. If I remember correctly, they paid a king's ransom for him. Marvin Bernard leads off in center for San Francisco. Rich Aurelia at short will bat second. Jeff Kent at first will bat third. Barry Bonds cleans up in left. Benito Santiago behind the plate goes fifth. Eric Davis will bat sixth in right field. Russ Davis, who had bad things happen to him in the top of the inning, will play third and bat seventh. Ramon Martinez at second, batting eighth, and Livan Hernandez, through 21 pitches in his half of the first, will go ninth. Ron Gann, a 4 and a 2 and left as we set the Rocky defense for you. Juan Pierre, a 5 and a 3 in center. Larry Walker, a 10 and an 8. Cirillo's at third. We'll tell you where he is in a moment. Perez is a 7 at, or Neffy Perez is a 7 at short. Walker is 7 at second. Helton, a 10 at first with a 9.99 fielding percentage. And Brett, remember the main, a 7 and a 4 behind the plate. Hampton is an 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Bernard at 185, 4 homers, and 14 RBI. Ground ball to Cirillo, who's a 7, oh, by the way. Over to first, and there is 1 out. So the Rockies have given Hampton a 3-run lead here in the first. Aurelia is at 280, 4 homers, and 15 RBI. Wind is blowing out to left center, so you look at the big old glove out there. Might make a catch today. Liner in the right, that's extra bases. Walker couldn't get there. Aurelia around first. Going to have 2 of these. Is he going to try for 3? Walker has it. Aurelia around second. He's going to go for it. The throw from Larry to Todd to Cirillo. And Rich is in there with a second triple. So a 1-out runner on third for Jeff Kent. Jeff at 288, 5 homers and 30 RBI. And remember, he's playing first. We're told it's a beautiful day in Vegas. You can sing the rest of that song, Mr. Rogers. Pitch to Kent. There's another ground ball that's going to get down in the corner. Aurelia scores, so Hampton went a full out before giving up a run. Kent has going to try for 2. Throw from Walker to Perez, and Kent is in there. His 14th double of the year, and it's 3-1 Colorado. So here's Barry Bonds. Barry at 326, 20 homers, and 36 RBI. We are expecting 8 inches of snow between now and tomorrow morning. I wonder if Mr. Selinsky is there. Happy Friday, John. Rochester's supposed to get it. And some of the western slopes of the mountains are expecting gale-forced winds at 35. Bonds has an 11-game hitting streak. Runner on second's Kent. There's a high fly ball to right. That is deep. Larry Walker turns, and that is off the top of the wall. So Kent will score. Bonds is into second standing. Where's Russian Red? We've had all these pitchers duels, and now we got a game. It's 3-2 in the first. And for Bonds, he's now in a 12-game hitting streak, and it's 3-2. Here's Santiago. On a day I really need to go as close to 1 as I can. No. Panito at 260, no homers and 12 RBI. Little chopper down to third. Cirillo has it roll foul. And a man with a Western Washington jacket and a Dodgers hat with a surly look on his face makes the play. Count is 2-2. That's why Bernie moved out so long ago. 1979. I was 7. You only like snow to ski on. Well, that makes one of us. Something you're too old to do anymore. I'm not too old to do it, but I like my hips. Because they don't lie. They just don't work. Pitch to Santiago. There's a ground ball to Perez. A hard one. Quick bang-bang throw to Helton. And Santiago's retired. 2 out for Eric Davis. At 108, no homers and 5 RBI. 3-2 Rockies. 2 outs here in the first. Ground ball base hit left side. Will Bonds try and score on Gant's ramen noodle arm? Yes, and he'll score without a throw. So the Rockies gave Mike Hampton 3 runs in the top of the inning, and Hampton has squandered them all away as if he was at the Bellagio or something. Here's Russ Davis, 217, 3 homers and 12 RBI. Wife didn't want to do spring training, John says, because we've had bad luck the last couple times we've gone. So we're headed to Savannah tomorrow. Just to eat and drink. Never been. 70s and sunny down there. Yeah, it works for everybody, I would think. It is not 70 and sunny here. Pitch to Davis with Davis on first. Popped up left side. Perez will make the catch to retire the side. But a big inning for San Francisco. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. We go to the second. 3-3. So Brent Maine, Mike Hampton, and Juan Pierre 8, 9, and 1 to face Hernandez here in the second. Maine 287, no homers and 6 RBI. Ground ball to Martinez, a slow chopper over to Kent, 1 out. So Hernandez took 21 pitches to get out of the first. Hampton 30. Mike is hitting .444, 8 for 18, an RBI and 7 strikeouts. Got him. A full count changeup. Swung on and missed. Hampton was looking for the fastball, and Hernandez just gave him a changer. So the opening 9 for Livan Hernandez. 33 pitches, 9 batters, inning and 2/3. 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout, and all 3 runs are earned. 2 out, Pierre singled, bunt singled, stole his 13th base and scored. Lines this one to Aurelia for the out, and that will do it. 1, 2, 3, go the Rockies. We've played an inning and a half here at Pac Bell, 3-3. No, in 2001, they had long gone from Candlestick Point. Let me try not to spill my drink on myself. It's not 3Com, it's Pac Bell. Ramon Martinez at 283, a homer and 5 RBI. It was that long. I think, was it 99 the last year at Candlestick? And just remember, it's not Constantinople. It's now Istanbul. Pitch to Martinez is a slow ground ball to Perez by the bag at second over to Helton. 1 out. For Livan Hernandez at 136 and an RBI. I want to say 98 was the last year for the Giants at Candlestick. Hernandez sends this one high and deep into left. Away back there. Back goes Gant, and that ball is gone. Livan Hernandez has homered, and it's 4-3 San Francisco. A solo shot into the bleachers in left center. That was hammered. So have a Coke and a smile, Livan Hernandez. You're just giving yourself the lead. So Mike Hampton, opening 9 of 39 pitches, inning and a third, 5 hits, a homer, no walks, and no strikeouts. That's bad. Marvin Bernard is 0 for 1. He hits a little chopper down to Walker. Todd's almost on the grass, throws to first. Has it for the out, 2 away for Aurelia. Rich has tripled and scored. Base hit right side. Larry will pick it up. Larry and Todd, I don't believe, are related. So a 2-out single for Kent. Jeff doubled home Aurelia in the first. Scored himself. Has 31 RBIs. Hampton deals. And Kent draws the walk. That's not a smart walk because here comes Barry Bonds, who doubled. Drove in for his 10th. Drove in his 37th. and scored his 42nd run. Excuse me 1 second. Come on. You can do this. There you go. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Super period. See you soon, period. So Hampton apparently decided not to show up for this start. My goodness, he's given up 6 hits in an inning and 2/3. Pitch to Bonds. There's a ground ball to Perez. Neffy goes across the way, and I'm not sure he's going to get him. There he is, out on a banger, but Perez just kind of took a sweet time with that. Bonds, despite everything, is still a pretty fast runner. Giants get the solo homer from Livan Hernandez to go ahead 4-3. So Neffy in the bad photoshopped hat is 0 for 1. Walker and Helton to follow. Fly ball left field. Bonds by the pins makes the catch, 1 out. I think it was Brad that was telling me that when they designed the stadium here, they forgot to put in bullpens. Here's Larry Walker. Larry walked and scored his first time up. In the right field, well struck. Back goes Davis. Eric turns, and that's off the wall. Larry's going to have 2 with ease, and he's going to hold with a double. His 18th. For Todd Helton, who has singled and drove home his 44th of the year. So 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Rockies with a runner left on. The Giants 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and they've left 3. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 fastball on the outside corner. So 2 out for Cirillo. Jeff has a double, is 6 and an RBI. Walker on second. Cirillo into right. Davis is just going to turn and watch that go. That's in the Cove. And it's now 5-4 Colorado. Goodness gracious. Buffy St. Marie. Cirillo to the opposite field. So get in your kayak and go fish that out of the cold water. And that'll bring up Todd Walker, who has an RBI. So 5-4 Rockies in the third, 2 out. That's up the middle, past the diving Martinez, and apparently Colorado and San Francisco are playing T-ball today. So that's a base hit. Here's Ronnie Gant. He's 0 for 1. Todd Walker on first. Gant rips this one down in the corner in left field. Bonds is going to go get it. Let's see if they send Todd Walker. Davis again a bad play. Bonds hurls it in the infield. Gant digging for 2 is going to get there, and Walker will score the run. So it's now 6-4 Colorado. And here's Brent Maine. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball, right side, can't get it. It's off his glove, a 2-out error. And now it's runners on the corners for Mike Hampton, who struck out his last time up. Hernandez delivers, and that's to third. Russ Davis finally can stop something, and they get Maine on the force at second. But the Rockies get 3 runs on 4 hits in the air, and we go to the bottom of the third. It's the Rockies 6, the Giants 4. So Santiago and then the pair of Davises, Eric and Russ. Benito is 0 for 1. Hampton, given another lead now, immediately gives up Oh, a base hit to left. I thought Gant was going to get there, but it fell right in front of him, and Santiago has himself a single. So here's Eric Davis. He drove in a home run and singled. He's 1 for 1. Struck him out. And 0-2 inside on the black. 1 away for Russ Davis, who's 0 for 1. And who's a candidate for being double switched when the time comes. Russ lines this one to short. Perez is there. 2 out for Ramon Martinez, who was 0 for 1. Wednesday, we'll have a doubleheader for you. Pitch to Martinez. There's a base hit in the left field. Ronnie Gant will pick it up. And Gant bobbles it out there. So Santiago moves to third, Martinez to second. And here's Livan Hernandez, who homered his last time up. So second and third, 2 out because of the error. And Hernandez with some power at the plate. Hampton deals, struck him out. So we got him to chase a fastball up and in, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits in the air. It does not hurt. We go to the 4th. It's the Rockies 6, the Giants 4. So 18 batters deep for Hernandez. 64 pitches, 3 innings, 7 hits. The homer to somebody. Cirillo. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Pierre 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and stole the base. Popped up left side. Davis on the grass in foul territory, 1 out. So we know that John's going gambling. Neffy Perez, by the way, is 0 for 2. What else are you guys doing this weekend? Line drive to Aurelia. 2 out for Larry Walker. Larry has walked and doubled and scored twice. He now has 36 runs. Right back up the box to Hernandez. Throws over to Kent, and that will retire the side. We finally got a side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 6-4 Colorado. So here are the standings. Florida, Philadelphia, and the Mets all within a game of each other. Philly in New York is the opener for the doubleheader on Wednesday. Oh, by the way. And Atlanta is lurking. In the Central, we're a Steeler fan. Houston is a half a game up on the Reds. A full game up on St. Louis. In the West, it's these 2 teams. They're within a game of each other. Arizona and San Diego have picked the wrong time to go under 500. Although the Diamondbacks are a positive run differential of 27. But they don't play all that well at home. In the East, the Yankees and the Red Sox are a game and a half apart. The Yankees at 30 and 16. Cleveland now leads Chicago by 3. In Seattle, Anaheim, by the way, has ripped off 10 straight. There's 6 back. So the wild cards would be Colorado and Boston at the moment. Opening 18 for Hampton, 71 pitches, 3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. A walk and 2 strikeout. Bernard is 0 for 2. And this Bernard says, my wife and I are headed up to Palm Springs. I don't have a lot of sympathy for cold weather when you live in the desert. So everyone's going resort shopping. We're supposed to talk with Bernie tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Pitch to Bernard. There's a line drive right field. Going to get down in the corner. Walker goes and fishes it off the wall. Bernard has 2 with ease. Is he going to round for third? No, he's not. He's going to hold right there. No, he is going to third. The throw to Cirillo is going to be close, and he's in there with his first triple of the year. So that brings up Rich Aurelia. Rich has singled, tripled, and scored a run. This time around, that's a base hit into center field. Bernard will score, and it's 6-5. The Rockies have given Hampton 6 runs, and Hampton has squandered 5 of them. Here's Kent. Jeff has doubled, driven in his 31st run, and scored. Also walked. So 1 for 1, Aurelia on first, and Kent draws the walk. So here's Barry Bonds again, runners on first and second. This time nobody out. A double, his 37th RBI, and he scored his 42nd run. Pitch to Bonds, walked him. So Hampton is now right in the deep fryer. He now has walked 3 with nobody out here in the 4th. Here is Santiago. Benito is 1 for 2 with a single. So 6-5 Rockies in a game that hasn't shown any pitching. He walks home Santiago, and we are tied at 6. So Aurelia scores, and that's it. Ron Vallone is coming in. We got a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Pac Bell Park in San Francisco. And the wind is really kicked up as you look at Vallone's numbers. It's now blowing out to dead center at 29. Vallone is making his 10th appearance. He's 0-1, an earned run average of .553. He's 31 years old. He's a hard-throwing lefty. That fastball tops out at 96. And don't forget, whether it's standard or Chevron, you're going to get the best gas available. Standard is the free. So go to your Chevron dealer today. Vallone last pitched on the 20th, when the day that Hampton got hurt in that 14-4 win over Florida. He went a third of an inning, 17 pitches, 2 hits, a run, it was earned, a walk, and a strikeout. Not great numbers. 27 2/3. Pesky Pole just found a seat in the upper deck behind home plate. Yeah, gorgeous view, but the wind's right in your face. 27 2/3, 27 hits, 19 runs, 17 earned, 4 homers. He's walked 15 and struck out 23. So John says he's been to Palm Springs. You'll love it. If you've never been, and you're curious, I should read this as Vinny. If you've never been to Palm Springs, and you're curious what the apocalypse will look like, just drive down to the Salton Sea and see nothing for miles and miles and miles. So don't forget, when you go to Bombay Beach, pick up a gin and tonic. It's no fair to not to go to Bombay Beach and get bombed himself. There you go. Eric Davis 1 for 2, a single, an RBI, and a strikeout. Bases still loaded. Mike Hampton is not going to get a decision. In a 6-6 tie, nobody out, bases loaded, bottom of the 4th. In the right, that should score Kent. Walker going back, makes the catch against the foul line. Kent tags and will try and score. The throw goes in the infield, so Kent pulls up and will score. And with 1 out, it's 7-6 San Francisco. The Rockies got 3 in the top of the 1st. San Francisco immediately tied it. The Giants pulled ahead 4-3 in the 2nd. Colorado put up 3 in the 3rd. And so far, the Giants have put up 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Russ Davis is 0 for 2. Shutdown inning? What the heck is that? Pitch to Davis. There's a base hit left center field. Bonds will round third. Gant will pick it up. Barry's going to hold, as that was hit very shallow. Some obnoxious viewer wants to know if the game is going to be in French today. Excuse me, monsieur. You hit the SAP button on your remote control and you get the game en français. Weirdo. Things I gotta put up with. Dave's calling a hockey game, by the way, today. Ramon Martinez 1 for 2 with a single. Bases loaded, 7-6 Giants. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Ground ball to Cirillo. Over to Walker for 1. No throw to first, so Bonds will score. They get the Speedy Davis at second, and it's now 8-6. For Livan Hernandez, who homered in the first. 1 for 2, a solo shot. So 4 runs in for the Giants. Runners on the corners. 2 out. Pitch to Hernandez. That's a base hit in the left center field. Santiago's going to score. And Martinez should hold it. It's going for third. The throw goes in the infield. So the Giants have put up 5 runs in the 4th. And they lead it 9-6. So here's Marvin Bernard, who's 1 for 3, a triple, and a run scored. Vallone's pitch, slow roller to first. Helton's there, and Todd will mercifully bring an end to the inning. But not before the Giants score 5 runs on 4 hits and no errors. We go to the 5th. It is 9-6. Livan likes his money. There, you like that one better? It'll be Helton, Cirillo, and Walker to face Livan Hernandez. Todd is 1 for 2. He's got a single and an RBI. Sweet, period. One moment, please. So Helton has singled, driven in a run his 44th, scored his 46th, and struck out a man. This time he draws a walk. I don't ignore you on Discord. I lost my login information. Here's Cirillo. 2 for 2. He's driven in 3 of Colorado's 6 runs. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did. It's the God's honest truth. Pitch to Cirillo. There goes Helton to throw down to Martinez. And Todd is out trying to steal the bag. He won't do it. One more second. Okay. So, a 1-0 count to Cirillo. Struck him out. A 1-2 fastball in the outside corner, and Hernandez is 1 out away from being eligible for a win. And that's why wins don't matter in baseball for a pitcher's record. Here's Todd Walker. Walker has an RBI, a single. He must have reached on an error. Actually, no. What did he do? Sack fly and a single. Todd hits a ground ball to second. Martinez over to first. And I get a drink, my goodness, halfway home on what's going to be a snowy, and I mean a snowy Friday night in the big city. It's San Francisco 9, Colorado 6. If you joined us late, here's how we got here. And it's going to take a full screen worth of stuff in the first inning. The Rockies sent 7 to the plate. They scored 3. Todd Helton, an RBI single to score Juan Pierre, 1-0 Colorado. Jeff Cirillo doubled home Larry Walker to make it 2-0 Colorado. Then Todd Walker hit a sac fly to make it 3-0. I have no sympathy where it's 85 degrees and with basketball courts with lights in the middle of winter. Just saying there. Just saying. In the bottom of the first, San Francisco sent 7 to the plate. Jeff Kent doubled home Rich Aurilia to make it 3-1. Barry Bonds, now with a 12-game hitting streak, he doubled home Jeff Kent. And Eric Davis singled home Barry Bonds to tie the ball game at 3. In the second, Livan Hernandez a solo homer to make it 4-3 San Francisco. But Mike Hampton decided he wasn't going to win this game, or he wanted to win this game. Jeff Cirillo a 2-run shot to make it 5-4 Rockies. Then Ron Gant doubled home Larry Walker to make it 6-4. And then San Francisco opened up the floodgates on Hampton in the fourth. Rich Aurilia singled home Marvin Bernard to make it 6-5 Colorado. 10 batters would eventually go to the plate. Benito Santiago walked with the bases loaded. That's never a good thing. 6-6 the score. Eric Davis a sac fly to make it 7-6 San Francisco. Ramon Martinez a fielder's choice to make it 8-6 San Francisco. And then Livan Hernandez with an RBI single to make it 9-6 San Francisco. And I guarantee a pitcher isn't winning the Digital Dice Player of the Game award. Mike Hampton, 10 hits, 3 innings, 9 runs, all earned. Livan Hernandez, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned. And Pesky Poe is supposed to sprinkle off and on all night down there. He's not happy. Is it your wedding day, Alanis? Is that why? Because you never want it to rain on your wedding day. Rich Aurilia is 3 for 3. He has singled twice and tripled with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Valone, again, looks like his numbers are pretty good, but all of the runners that Hampton put on scored. Line drive to Perez, 1 out. Nope. Okay. Jeff Kent has a double. He has walked twice, driven in his 31st, and scored twice. Valone deals, and there's a line shot to left past Gant all the way in the corner. So Kent is going to have second with ease. Gant picks it up, throws it in. Maybe not, because Kent isn't running all that fast. And he is in there with a double. He had to slide in. That's the 13th hit for the Giants, and we're only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th for Barry Bonds, who is 1 for 2. He has scored twice and driven in a run with a walk. Are you craving a jagged little pill now? Can't you get those down at Popeyes? Or are those the biscuits? And yeah, I ought to know. Yes. And yes, I do think that Kent belongs in the Hall of Fame. Not as a first baseman, though. Pitch to Bonds, and they're going to walk him. So I'll bring up Benito Santiago, 1 for 2. He is singled, driven in a run, scored, and walked. First and second, fly ball to center. Pierre hasn't been that busy. Makes the catch. Not as a human being. No. Kent will hold with 2 out. Did you see where Celtics announcer Mike Gorman now has to wear an eye patch? Did you see the story behind that? Eric Davis, by the way, 1 for 2. He is singled, driven in 2, and struck out. Kent on second, Bonds on first, ground ball to third. Cirillo with a diving stop goes to Todd Walker to get Bonds. What a good play. And that's it. After 5, no runs, no hits. Somehow, the Giants have scored 9 and have stranded 9. It's like watching the Red Sox game from '85. After 5, 9-6 San Francisco. Yeah. Oh, I love Mike Gorman, too. He is the voice of the Big East. He woke up. I don't know if he was at home. I know he's 77 years old. And I don't know if he was headed to... No, he was home. He was home. Here's Gant, 1 for 2. Ronnie has doubled and driven in a run. So Gorman does only the home games now and only the New York and Philadelphia road games. And so he gets up Monday morning, pitch to Gant, and there's a liner to left. Bonds will pick it up off a hop. And I believe it's his right eye. He realizes he can't see out of it. Here's Maine. Brent's 0 for 2. And so he thinks he's having a stroke. They get him to Mass General. He walks to Mass General in Boston. They examine him. They discover that he's not having a stroke. Santiago and Hernandez have a word. Levon deals. And Maine hits this one to Aurelia, might be 2. Martinez for 1, flips over to first, and they will turn it. So Hernandez somehow is going to get through 6. Maybe 2 out for the pitcher spot. So Valone will get pinch hit 4, I would assume. He is 1 for 9 on the replay. So they discover in the battery of tests, as Mark Little will pinch hit. Little, Dave's brother, 302, 3 homers and 10 RBI, 321 with 2 RBI as a pinch hitter. That he has a detached retina. And so they do emergency eye surgery for him to do it. So he's working with one eye, and they clear him to go down to New York to call the Knick game, which he does with one eye. So the patch is because you got to dilate your eyes to see where everything is. So he calls an NBA game with one eye at 77 dilated. And it'll take about a month for him to get his full vision, whatever his full vision was pre-detachment. He says he can see colors out of that eye, but yeah, that is just, that's an incredible story. 2 out, here's little nobody on, and Hernandez strikes him out. So John Wasden comes in to pitch. He looks like Greg Brady in that picture, doesn't it? We've played 6 here at San Francisco. It's the Giants 9, the Rockies 6. So Wasden is 3-1 on the replay with a 5.40 ERA. Way back Wasden. That sounds like a Jerry Trupiano line, isn't it? He pitched last night against the Giants in their 4-0 loss. Inning and 2/3, 29 hits on that Tuesday night game. He gave up a run. It was earned, a home run, and a strikeout. So Wasden, overall 23 1/3, 20 hits, 14 runs, all earned. He gave up Nomar's first homer. Okay. Someone posted Nomar's first college homer. Didn't post the sound of it, but posted the actual home run. Walked 10 and struck out 18. Wasden, 28 years old. An extreme fly ball pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 90. Russ Davis, 1 for 3. He's got himself a single. Wasden starts his night. Strike 3 as we start the bottom of the 6th at 12:48. Eastern time. When he was with the A's in 86 or 96 when Nomar came up. Okay. Ramon Martinez, 1 for 3, a single and an RBI. Runner, or 1 out. Wasden deals. Martinez, that's into right field. Walker going way back there, and that ball is off the wall. Martinez is going to have 2 at least. Walker throws it back in, and the Giants has continued to pound. So Levon Hernandez is going to stay in the game. Why not? He is 2 for 3. And somewhere in Japan, a kid by the name of Otani is going, I can do that. Levon has singled and homered and driven in while driving in 2. 9 runs, 14 hits, and error for the Giants. And they've left on 9. Colorado, 6 runs, 8 hits, and error, and they've left on 3. Martinez on second. Hernandez. It gets away from Maine, and Martinez moves to third on the wild pitch. So a ball and a strike. Now, so Hernandez has a chance to drive in his third run of the game. I might be wrong about a pitcher not becoming the digital dice player of the game. Levon hits a ground ball to Perez. Martinez is going to score. The throw is going to first, and it's 10-6 San Francisco. And for Hernandez, that's his third RBI. Here's Bernard. Marvin 1 for 4. He's got himself a triple and a run scored. There was no. That's why I mentioned it, because I knew it was on your channel. There was no sound available. Well, here, if you can just picture a golf swing, that's the sound of that. Ping! Metal bats. Pitch to Bernard. Gone. Speaking of ping, it's 11-4, San Francisco. So here it is again. Oh, Marvin. So he's Rich is 3 for 4. He has singled twice, tripled, driven in a run, and scored twice. 11-6 San Francisco. Into right center. Back goes Pierre, and Juan will make the catch, and that will retire. We've only played 6 innings. It's taken us an hour to do it. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. You want to meet my mom, everybody? She's here. Let's get her in on camera. After 6, it's 11-6 San Francisco. So it'll be Pierre, Perez, and Walker to face Hernandez. Not yet, Bernie. You'll see her. Juan is 1 for 3. He has scored, stolen a base. I think it was infield bunt to start the ball game. So Hernandez, 27 batters, 98 pitches, 6 innings, 8 hits, a home run. That was to Jeff Cirillo of all people. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. Moms are the best, aren't they? I don't want to yell again. Hopefully Sarah can hear me and we'll bring her in. Pitch to Pierre. There's a ground ball to Martinez over to first, 1 out. Again, is it me or is Nefi Perez's hat just horribly photoshopped in that picture? He's 0 for 3. 6 runs, 8 hits, an error for Colorado. 11 runs, 15 hits as we play the 7th, and an error for San Francisco. Slow ground ball to second. Martinez behind the bag, 2 out. So here's Larry Walker. Larry is 1 for 2. He's got a double, and he has scored twice. And I'll give you my broadcasting tip of the day, something I'm doing today that you should not do. Pitch to Walker. There's a fly ball to right. We go to the stretch. Davis makes the catch, 11-6. They want to meet Mom.
Mom, you are being called. The crew of the podcast people would like to say hi.
No kidding? I get to meet the whole gang?
Well, you don't get to meet the whole gang, but you get to meet us here. So Sarah never wants to be on camera, although my videos do quite a bit better. So
You got to get down low enough,
you got to get
right?
down low enough, yeah. So So
Yeah, that's the problem.
that's
Just went to the chiropractor.
She just broke it.
just broke your back. Don't break the back. No, don't look at the camera. Or just look at the camera. Don't look at yourself.
Hi, everybody.
So this is my mom.
Nice to meet you.
So this is the woman that gave birth to me 51 years ago. And so she's here to visit. And when I'm done with her, I'm going to get up and visit with her and see her brand new wheels.
New car.
New car.
Very exciting.
So yeah. So everyone's saying hi to her. Jeff Kent, by the way, 2 for 2, 2 doubles, and an RBI as we get back to the game. But I thought since she was here that you'd want to see her.
I'm very glad to meet you.
So, all right. So I'll be up in a few. And then,
right.
okay. As soon as we're done in this blowout, 11-6 San Francisco. You're being told that you have a talented son. I haven't met my brother yet, but thanks.
I do.
All right. So it'll be Kent, as we said, 2 for 2, 2 doubles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. She has done okay, hasn't she? Pitch to Kent. Ball 4. Good thing Scotty isn't here, you know. They're about the same age. Here's Barry Bonds. Barry 1 for 2, a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Yeah, I thought you guys would like to see her. Barry has walked twice, once intentionally. He's walked 54 times now. This is game 48. I can do math. For both teams. Ken on first, Bond swings, fly ball, right field, Walker turns, way back there, and that's in the Cove. Oh my goodness gracious. So if you're out there with the Cove, you got another ball. And for Barry, that is his 13th home run of the year. That's it for Wasden. Juan Acevedo coming in. It is much better than that Gardner guy, huh? If we were clever and went to commercial, you'd see this home run again as Acevedo makes his way out of the pen. This game isn't an infomercial for Balco. Well, now it's 13-6. We can't do cameos all the time. Acevedo making his 16th appearance. He's 1-3 with an earned run average of 5.14. 31 years old. Fastball tops out at 93 and a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched on the 20th in that 14-4 win over Florida. 2 innings, 31 pitches, 2 shutout innings and a walk. 14 innings, 18 hits, 8 runs, all earned. He's walked 2. Walked 7 so far and struck out 16. Most of my games have been pitching heavy, which is a surprise because we thought this was a huge offensive year. Haven't had a lot of blowouts. By the way, 53 degrees. So the Giants fans are having a good old time in their jackets, and the wind is blowing hard out the center at 25. Santiago 1 for 3. With an RBI, a run scored, and a walk. And Benito hits a ground ball to Helton over to first. Go teach that class. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your sprinkles. Here's Eric Davis, 1 for 3. Eric has a single, 2 RBI, and a strikeout. So normally when I do these games, I either have water or a Sprite or whatever, a soda. Diets of sugar-free soda, of course. But today, I have tea. And I always put cream and some sort of sweetener in my tea. Pitch to Davis. And years ago, ground ball to short, Perez over to Helton for the out. I was told, with good reason, that if going on a microphone after you've had a milk product is not necessarily a good idea because it dries out your mouth in a hurry, leaves a film. And so I've been working on my tea and my thermos for a while. Russ Davis 1 for 4, a single and a strikeout. And sure enough, advice that should have been heeded. Pitch to Davis is a fly ball to left. Gant moving over, makes the catch, and we played 7. 2 more runs for the Giants, this time on the homer by Barry Bonds. The solo hit, no errors. We played 7. It's the Giants 13, the Rockies 6. And would you have thought when this one started that Hernandez would have pitched 7+? I wouldn't have. Todd Helton 1 for 2. He singled, driven in a run, scored, walked, and struck out. Ball 4. Brings up Cirillo, who is 2 for 3. He has doubled, homered, and driven in 3. He's driven in half the Colorado runs. Helton on first, ground ball to Hernandez. Only play is to first. Kent there for the out. And Todd goes to second. Here's Todd Walker. 1 for 2, an RBI, single, and a run scored. So Tuesday night, doubleheader Wednesday, and Thursday is the plan now. Ground ball to Aurelia, over to first, 2 out. The Thursday game will be Pedro and the Red Sox versus the Yankees. Here's Ron Gant, 2 for 3. Ronnie has singled, doubled, and driven in a run. I forgot what I picked for Tuesday night. We'll look in a moment. And Gant draws the walk for Brent Maine, who's 0 for 3. Hernandez really down to brass tacks, and I can pull him at any point. He's due to bat second in the 8th. So first and second, a 7-run lead for the Giants. Pitch to Maine, popped up. Aurelia will make the catch, and that will retire the side. If you had said 8 innings out of Hernandez after Colorado put up a 3 spot in the first, I would wonder what you were drinking. He's gone 8. Bottom of the 8th, 13-6 Giants. So here's Martinez. Ramon is 2 for 4. It'll be Martinez, a pinch hitter, and Bernard. He has singled, doubled, driven in a run, and scored. Acevedo's pitch. Line drive, foul, third base side. An angry-looking goat in a Dodgers hat made that catch. Standing right next to a rather tall NBA Hall of Famer that loves Berkeley. 0-2 the count. Ground ball to short. Perez over to Helton for the out. They will now pinch hit. Who can hit a righty? Edwards, Guzman coming in, and Mike Myers coming in to pitch. So we'd give you Guzman's numbers of 250, no homers, and no RBI. But we can play that game too. So he's going to have to face Pedro Feliz. Ha ha! Strategy. Pedro had 250 and 2 RBI as a pinch hitter. 280 and a homer and 5 RBI. Overall. And Mike Myers. Now I'm going to forget. Halloween, right? Anyway, the movie studio has allowed him to come in to pitch. And swing. Pitch to Feliz. There's a ground ball to Perez. Over to Helton for the out. So 2 out for Bernard. Marvin 2 for 5. Has tripled and homered. His 5th of the year. And is driven in his 15th. 6-8-1 for the Rockies. They've left on 5, 13, 16, and 1 for San Francisco, and they have left on 9. So I got to sneeze. Struck him out, and that should do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th here. Colorado's going to bring in a pinch hitter. And we're going to bring in Tim Worrell. So I hope Feliz can play third base because that's where I've stuck him. Worrell, 20 appearances. He's 1-0 with 2 saves and earned an average of .393. Hey, Bernie, what time are we shooting for tomorrow, by the way, buddy? 33 years old, fastball pitcher at 91, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He last pitched 2 nights ago against the Diamondbacks in a 5-2 win, where he got the win. I think we did that game. 13 pitches and a strikeout in that effort, 18 and a third, 21 hits, 8 runs all earned. He's given up 2 homers, walked 7 and struck out 18. So Colorado will pinch hit Terry Shumpert. I think Dave asked me, what time works for you? Shumpert, 288, no homers, 11 RBI, 200 with 2 RBIs, the pinch hitter. I was asked and pretty much said whatever time works for you guys works for me. Because we're supposed to get a bundle of snow, and I'm not going anywhere. Shumpert is ready. Worrell starts off the 9th with a ground ball right back to him, back to first, 1 out. So the Rockies need 7 to tie and 8 to go ahead. And they have 2 outs to do it. Juan Pierre 1 for 4. He is singled, stolen the base, and scored. That was the start of the game. Right back to Worrell. Second verse, same as the first. And we're down to last chance saloon here. Nefi Perez 0 for 4. So the Giants are about to open a 2-game lead in the National League West. As soon as Martinez throws over to first, which is right now. Ended up being a laugher. San Francisco 13, Colorado 6. And remember when I was joking about not having the pitcher be the Digital Dice MVP? Well, Livan Hernandez, 2 for 4 with 3 RBI and a homer, is your Digital Dice MVP. 13 runs, 16 hits, and error for San Francisco. They are now 30 and 18 on the season, and they left on 9. Colorado falls to 28 and 20, 6 runs, 8 hits, and error, and they left on 5. Livan Hernandez also goes 8 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. A homer. He's walked 4 and struck out 4. Mike Hampton just pooped the bed. 3 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs, all earned. And then Whiplash Wasden gave up 2 homers of his own. Vallone, don't let those numbers fool you. Acevedo and Myers do the trick. So, the rest of this Friday night in baseball for you, and then we'll call it a stream. I'm going to take a drink while that plays out. So remember, don't put cream in your coffee if you're going to be drinking coffee while calling it because your mouth gets all funky. At Wrigley today, it was the Cubs 4, the Brewers 3, Kerry Wood 3 and 2, Levereau 1 and 2. Miguel Cairo was second of the year, 1 for 2. Kerry Wood, by the way, struck out 10 over 7 and a third, and just allowing the 1 earned run with 2 walks. The Reds double up the Cardinals 4-2. Danny Graves goes to 1 and 3. Somewhere Big Clue just passed out. Barris goes to 0 and 3. Donnie Sadler, a home run, his second, and drove in 2. How many of these have I got to read? Okay. Montreal 3-1 over the Phillies. Vasquez 4 and 1. Telmaco falls to 4 and 3. Ugi Urbina picks up his 6th save. The Mets in 16 innings. Oh my God. We'd still be here till about 2. Beats the Marlins 4-3. White goes to 2-0. Ricky Bones falls to 1 and 5. Mayberry 1 for 1, his second home run, and a good old peach pie from Aunt B. The Mets, by the way, struck out 16 times in that effort, but they are tied with Florida for first in the National League East. Atlanta behind Greg Maddux keeps the Pirates at bay 4-1. Maddux 3 and 3. Richie Is it Lionel? Say you, say me. He's 3-5. And John Rocker with his 8th save. 19 hits for the Chi Sox. They pound the Tigers in Detroit 10-2. James Baldwin 3-2. Holt 0-5. Maggie Ordonez, his 8th of the year, 4 for 6. He drives in 3. Yankees beat the Indians in 14, 8-6. Mo Rivera goes to 2-0. Steve Reed 2-1. I think it's Steve. It's Reed. He's 2-1. Alomar 4 for 6. He triples and doubles. Anaheim's winning streak is done at 10. Tampa Bay beats them 8-7. Phelps 1-0. Weber 0-1. Ben Grieve 2 for 4, his first of the year, and drives in 2. The Blue Jays all over the Red Sox 8-2. Esteban Loaiza 2-6. Hideo Nomo falls to 3-2. Stewart 3 for 5, his 5th of the year, and drives in 2. Mercedes, you want to drive that boy home. He and the Orioles beat the Rangers 4-0. Mercedes 6-4. Pat Mahomes. That name you've ever heard of before? I hear his kid is pretty good at football or something. Takes a loss, he's 0-3, and yes, that is Patrick Mahomes Sr. McElroy picks up the save, his first. Oakland 9-1 over Minnesota at the Metrodome. Mark Mulder 5-2. Mays falls to 5-3. Terrence Long 4 for 5, 2 doubles and a stolen base. Seattle gets 10 walks from Kansas City pitchers as they pound the Royals 13-3. Paniagua 2-1. Stein 3-2. Tom Lampkin, one of those hidden gems, 2 for 5, 2 RBI, and a triple. Did I read everything? San Francisco pounded out 16 hits in the game you just saw over Colorado. Arizona, a badly needed win. They're now back at 500. They beat the Padres 5-2. Ellis 3-3. Jones 1-7, and Prinz his 4th save. And last but not least, where's Steeler fan? Houston 3, the Dodgers 2. Powell 5-3. Hergus 2-3, and Castillo 2 for 2, a solo home run, and that will do it for that. So Tuesday night in prime time, we will be at the Jake for Roger Clemens and C.C. Sabathia. It's the Yankees and the Indians Tuesday night, 8:30. And the Wednesday afternoon holiday doubleheader, it's the Phillies and the Mets, followed by the Rockies and the Dodgers. And until Tuesday night, I'm Ron Juckett. Well, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Stay dry, everybody.